All right, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again in a very special day because, as you know, today we can become again champions of the National Domestic League, and of course, that's why it's a very special day. But even with that, I know that y'all want to know what is the latest news regarding to Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappé and all the stuff. And let me tell you what, I mean, there's some stuff we have to talk about regarding to these players. I mean, it's not much though, but it is something I want to talk about. The latest video from Fabrizio Romano talking about Erling Haaland, and of course I will be addressing the latest statement from Pochettino, clarifying what he meant when he talked about Kylian Mbappé like 2 days ago. As you remember, the PSG coach said something like, okay, yeah, 100% I will stay in Paris Saint-Germain, so will do Kylian Mbappé. But apparently he didn't mean that, and right now what we were told is that Pochettino didn't want to say that. I mean, it's a little bit weird, but I'm going to explain you really quick. Okay, let me get started with Fabrizio Romano in the latest video. I mean, as you can see here, Fabrizio Romano was talking about different names and players like Antonio Conte, Phil Foden, Ousmane Dembélé, and all this stuff, and also Erling Haaland. Okay, so as far as Erling Haaland, what Fabrizio Romano said, it is pretty much the Norwegian player is super close to have a done deal with Manchester City, but is not done yet. I mean, for him, we are getting into the key stages. I mean, we're getting into the most important part of the negotiation, and apparently, I'm assuming they are in the, I mean, they are closer than ever to sign an agreement, but it's not done yet. Okay, so to me, like he said, Real Madrid is not anymore the front runners, but Manchester City has become the front runners in the signing of Erling Haaland. So this is of course pretty bad news for all Los Madridistas, but let me tell you what, I still have like, I don't know, some point between 1 and 5% chance or 5% hope for Florentino Perez to have a kind of trump card and sign Erling Haaland. But of course, we have to acknowledge that the fact to sign Erling Haaland, it is more difficult than ever before. Okay, so to me, yeah, the Norwegian player is closer than ever to sign a new contract with Manchester City, and that is pretty much what Fabrizio Romano is saying in this video. So there's not much we can do about that. I mean, it's really sad because to me, Erling Haaland always wanted to play for Real Madrid, but different circumstances, different situations, different reasons apparently will lead to the Norwegian player to Manchester City. Of course, one of those reasons, it is Mino Raiola. I mean, I don't want to talk about Mino Raiola because, as you know, he is going through a very difficult situation with multiple health issues that we don't really know what is going on, and we don't want to know. I mean, as far as me, I can tell y'all, I don't really care what is happening to Mino Raiola in terms of, I don't want to speculate, right? Every time you hear something about a person who is having, health issues, the only thing you want is for him to get better, and that's it. Okay, so I don't really care about his position in the Erling Haaland's signing and stuff like that. To me, the most important for him is to get better, get back on track, and that's it, right? But of course, we have to acknowledge that Mino Raiola is one of the key factors for Erling Haaland not to come to Real Madrid. That is very true. So I mean, yeah, there's very few we can do about that, and there is a, I don't know, maybe 90%, 85% chance for Erling Haaland to play for Manchester City. Okay, so I mean, that's it. We have to acknowledge that and say, okay, this player, I mean, although he wanted to play for Real Madrid, and that is something we all know and we all knew, that he's a Madridista, and of course he always wanted to play for Real Madrid. Apparently, he will have to wait for wearing the Madridista jersey. Okay, let me move forward now and let me talk y'all about Kylian Mbappé, which is the other very important news that we have, and it is coming out from the last statement from Pochettino, where he clarified last night his words from last Thursday when he said that 100% he will remain in Paris Saint-Germain and Mbappé as well. Okay, he said something really, I mean, this is the kind of things that happen very often in soccer, and I don't like it, but let me tell you, we were talking about that last night. Let me put this, yeah. So yesterday, Carlo Ancelotti was asked about that, and if you remember in the press conference, Ancelotti said something really interesting, because he basically admitted that not always the coaches in the press conferences say all the truth, right? Sometimes they have to say things that are not the, you know, the pure or the 100% truth, right? So he basically said coaches sometimes has to cheat a little bit for different reasons, right? And yeah, he was pretty right. He was very spot on, because Pochettino yesterday, he recognized that he didn't mean what he really meant, right? I mean, he said, yes, we will remain in Paris Saint-Germain 100%, Kylian Mbappé and I, but I was referring to yesterday, to today, okay? But not the next season. That is a very different thing. That is another story. That is another movie, okay? Next season is gotta be different. So he's trying to clarify, and he's trying to give another version of himself or his own thoughts about what is going to happen regarding to him and Kylian Mbappé, right? So to me, that is another clue for us to think Kylian Mbappé will become a Real Madrid player sooner than later, right? I don't really know when exactly he will announce, Real Madrid will announce the signing or the transfer, but of course it will be at some point between the end of May and the first days of June. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I would say 90% is going to happen at some point in that date. So guys, there shouldn't be more speculation, rumors or stuff like that, because to me, almost 100% Kylian Mbappé will play for Real Madrid, and this kind of statement is the kind of statement that we really like to hear about, just because it's putting Kylian Mbappé in the Madridistas way. So the only thing we have to wait today is, number one, become champions. That is number one. Number two, to wait for the next move and the next signing. Of course, we also have to keep an eye on the next game against Manchester City, because as you know, we can qualify for the final, which is the most important thing after the trophy today. And of course, then we will be able to think about Kylian Mbappé and Erling Haaland and talk about that and all this stuff. So guys, I hope you liked the video. Of course, subscribe my channel and see you in the next one.